I am so excited for this video. The car accident claim calls have been a staple of this channel since the very beginning. I get them every single week and publish them in weekly compilations in addition to the final expense and Medicare calls, and they tend to get the most views out of those 3 compilations. The calls sound like this.
The reason for this call is to inform you that we have actually been reported that you are involved in car accident in the last 2 years, and the compensation amount for being innocent at the time of accident hasn't been delivered yet. Is this correct?
Yes.
Let me bring a claim investigator on the line. He will give you more information on how you can get this compensation money.
So the premise is that you've had an accident in the last 2 years, at least per their reporting, and that your compensation is still pending. Further into the call, they'll also ask things like if the accident was your fault, if the other person received the ticket, or if you received the ticket, if you're still experiencing pain and discomfort, or if you're still receiving active treatment. They want you to have been receiving ongoing medical treatment that they can sue to recover for, and that you're not working with any attorney. And you'll hear the rest of the questions as we go through the calls. Now, to be abundantly clear, I do not have a driver's license. I do not own a car. I do not know how to drive a car and have never driven a car. I have never been involved in a car accident, either as a driver or as a passenger. I've never even been a witness to a car accident. I am the last person on planet Earth who should be getting these calls, yet I receive as many as 18 in a given week. That's because the call centers that make these calls are just fishing for leads. They're just auto-dialing random numbers trying to find personal injury clients. They don't have any reporting you've been in an accident last year. They're full of shit. They're just fishing. So where do these calls go? Well, I'm not really sure. For final expense calls, I've been able to follow them to independent agents like Cooper DeLoach and to companies like Final Expense Direct, HOPE, Insurance Supermarket, so on. Same with the Medicare benefits calls. They all go to these companies that have licensed agents to help you find a new Medicare Advantage plan, like Clearlink Insurance Agency, eHealth, Select Quote, Solid Quote, so on and so forth. But for car accidents, I never get that far. MVAhelpline.com is just one of the lead generators responsible for these calls, but where they lead to, I have no idea. I've been trying for months to figure out where these calls go. In the beginning, when I started this channel, I flipped through a list of fake names, and so every time I got a new call, I would give a different fake name. But I soon realized that I was getting the same call centers, and so if I gave them a new fake name, they would just be like, "Aren't you Chase Matthews?" They would call out my old fake name and hang up on me. And so every time I got one of these car accident calls, they'd ask, "Who do I have a pleasure of speaking with today?" And no matter what name I gave them, they would hang up because they had a different, they were seeing a different name on their end. And that lasted for weeks. Then they stopped asking that question, but then they'd hang up on the accident scenario. My go-to accident scenario for these calls is I got rear-ended, because that is the most quintessential not at fault accident scenario in the history of the universe. If you rear-end somebody, your insurance company is going to say it's your fault automatically. So I figured that was the safest one to say, but I would say I was stopped at a stop sign and got rear-ended, they would hang up on me. Sideswept, hang up. T-boned at an intersection, hang up. No matter what accident scenario I gave them, they would just hang up on me. Maybe they were expecting to find people who got hit by a train or something. I don't know, but just nothing worked. As you'll hear, you go through multiple layers in these calls, sometimes 3 or 4, even 5 call centers before you get to the end. And so what would happen is when they were transferring me to the next senior supervisor or to the legal help they're promising, even though it's just another call center, that call center wouldn't be available, whether it be that they were genuinely busy or my number's on the do not call list and they refused to accept the transfer. It's hard to say, but they would just say, "Oh, they're busy, I'll call you back." And they would never, ever call me back. At the beginning, it says accident in the last 2 years, and they say this because some states have a statute of limitations for lodging injury complaints. In other words, if you have a car accident and you break bones or you develop back pain or whatever it is, you have 2 years from the date of the accident to file a lawsuit to recover damages in regard to that accident. This is the case in California, at least. Other states, it's 5 years. Some states have no statute of limitations at all. But California, it's 2 years. And that's why they say 2 years in the call. But I used to tell them that my accident scenario was that I broke my arm on the steering column. And so I got close one time, But the guy said that for things like broken bones, the statute of limitations in California is 2 months, not 2 years. And therefore, even though my accident qualified in every other way, I was disqualified for that reason. Now, that was said by some random guy in India, so take that with a grain of salt. But that's yet another time that I got close to figuring out where these calls go and no dice. Then one time this happened. I've actually never published this call before, but this happened.
Okay, I got it. So that's all done from our side. Now I'm going to connect your call to my claim handler. He will guide you further.
Hi, you've reached the Legal Intake Center. Please stand by for our next available specialist.
This call is being recorded. This is Divya with the Legal Help Center. How can I help you?
Hi, I was transferred about my car accident.
Okay, before we continue, do I have your consent to proceed with this phone call?
Yes.
And did you consent to be transferred to this line?
Yes.
Okay, and when did your car accident happen?
Last year in November.
Okay, did you sustain any injuries in this accident?
Yes.
Okay, are you still receiving treatment for those injuries?
Kind of. I still have back pain, so I'm still like trying to see specialists and maybe trying to do physical therapy, but because we don't know what's causing it, it's
Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Sir, I do really apologize. The line was disconnected, so just give me a bit moment. I will connect you again, okay?
Okay, sure.
This is Divya with the Legal Help Center. How can I help you?
Hello again. So, who did I reach?
The Legal Help Center?
For what company? All right. Okay. Well, that's the furthest I've ever gotten. She was very vague. The Legal Help Center. Close, but no cigar. So again, I've been trying for months upon months to find out where these calls go. What is the end game of this call claiming I had an accident in the last 2 years? And then, one day, the skies opened up. The gods smiled upon me.
This short call is about road traffic accident. So do you have any kind of road traffic accident within the last 2 years?
Yes.
When did accident happen?
Last year in November.
Okay. Actually, you are perfectly qualified for free compensation, so that's why we will reach to you, okay? Let me connect your call to my claim investigator. They will let you know for free compensation. Just stay on the line.
Okay.
Okay? Okay. You have to wait for 3 to 4 minutes, okay? You have to.
Okay,
Just
sure.
stay on the line.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi there, this is Alex with Accident Claim Services on a recorded line. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks for asking. I won't hold you for long. Actually, this call is about a car accident you had when somebody hit your car and was not your fault. So do you remember that?
Yes.
So for that car accident, you may qualify to get some compensation amount for yourself. So roughly speaking, when did you have this accident? Last year sometimes, or maybe this year?
Last year.
Last year. And could you briefly describe how did this accident happen?
I was stopped at a stop sign and someone crashed into me.
And did you get hurt, like any minor back pain, neck pain, whiplash, anything?
Yes.
So is it mostly your back or your neck?
I still have back pain to this day. It's quite bad.
What's your zip code?
90813.
90813, and the accident happened in the same city?
Yes.
In Long Beach? Okay. You're still hurting off and on, back pain. I'm sorry to hear about that. And can I have your first and last name, please?
Lindsay Gardner.
Lindsay Gardner. Lindy with the Y or IE?
SAY.
Lindsay Gardner, gotcha. Okay. Now, Lindy, to send you something in writing, can I have your street address down there?
1081 Long Beach Boulevard.
Long Beach Boulevard. Okay. Gotcha. And roughly speaking, Lindy, when did you visit the doctor last time? How long ago?
Maybe like 2 weeks ago. The physical therapist.
For physical therapy. Okay. And like, you haven't received no money for your insurance, right?
Right. Absolutely nothing.
Nothing. And you haven't spoke with any attorney either?
No.
Okay. And you mentioned to me it was in kind of the accident last year, so I don't need the exact date of the accident. But roughly, was it in July, August, September? Any rough guess about it, about the month?
In November.
November. And how old are you, Lindsay?
67.
Yeah, God bless you, but you sound pretty young though, like 30, 35, not more than that. Gotcha. Okay, and Miss Gardner, which county are you in right now by any chance, in Long Beach? Do you remember the name?
LA County.
Gotcha, LA County. Gotcha. Got it. And do you call into what car you were having at the time of accident?
I drive a Toyota Camry. I think it's like a 2014, something like that.
I'm, talk- I'm talking about your car, not the other car.
Yeah, my car was a Camry.
Camry, okay. And the other car hit you on the driver's side, passenger side, or rear?
The rear.
The rear. So it was not your fault. So was there any passengers with you by any chance in the accident, or you were the only driver?
I was the only driver.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and do you recall by any chance which insurance company you were with at the time of accident?
Progressive.
Progressive. Gotcha. That's a good insurance company. They haven't paid you for the car damages?
Surprisingly, no. I'm really astonished. I thought they would have paid out quickly, but nope.
Yep. The thing is, as you were not at fault, as you got hit in the rear, so they should be paying you for the car damage at least, but they haven't. And have you reported this accident to them, or you haven't?
Yes, I did.
You did. Gotcha. Okay, let me take a look here. All right, so Lindy, I have your number with me. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
And do you have any secondary number? That's the only number you got.
This is the only one.
Gotcha. And by any chance, do you use email with Miss Gardner?
Yes.
If you don't mind sharing that.
It's just my first name and last name, 56@gmail.com.
Lindsay Gardner 56@gmail.com. Okay. Let me take a look here. And what you say, which county you were in? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, California. Okay. Camry, you were driving, Progressive Insurance. Okay. So that's all for my side, Lindy. I'm all done here with information now. Let me save your time here, and we'll bring my final claim specialist on a call for you. I will introduce you to that person. I will let them know that you were in a car accident the last year, and they can help you out with the consultation. Okay.
Okay.
So I just need a small favor from your side, Miss Gardner. If they ask you by any chance, like, did the accident happen more than 2 years ago, just answer them no. Tell them it was in last year, November, and I hurt myself, and I'm still hurting off and on, okay?
Yes. Okay.
And second thing, if they ask you, would you be interested in speaking with a lawyer or attorney regarding your car accident, do tell them yes, so they can schedule free consultation how you can be getting this compensation money, okay?
Okay.
And last thing, Ms. Gardner, if they ask you, did you get continuous medical treatment, tell them yes, I hurt my back and I did get continuous medical treatment. I went to the hospital more than 2 times, okay?
Yes.
Let me just bring that person on a call for you. If you heard the ringing on the same call, do let me know. Just give me 1 moment for the line. You heard the ringing?
Yes.
Reported or monitored installation. Who do I have the commissioner with? I have Miss Lindy Gardner on the line with me. You may take over, Miss Gardner. You can talk to her now. She's going to assist you further regarding your accident. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, and to confirm, are you interested in speaking with a lawyer regarding your accident?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for that. Okay, and um, when did the accident happen? What month and year?
November 2023.
Okay. All right. And did you receive continuous medical treatment for any injuries?
Yes.
Okay. Were you at fault or did the police give you a ticket for the accident?
No.
Okay. Okay. And have you ever signed a retainer with a law firm to help you with this case?
No.
Okay. And to confirm, were you injured?
Yes.
Okay. What were the injuries?
I still suffer from back pain. We don't really know precisely why, like to pinpoint, like a broken bone or a symptom specifically, but yeah.
Okay. And have you received any money from the insurance company for the injuries?
No.
All right. Were you the driver, passenger, or a pedestrian?
The driver.
Okay. All right. Including your car, how many cars were in the accident?
2.
Okay. And in a few sentences, can you describe what happened in the accident?
I was stopped at a stop sign and someone rear-ended me.
Oh my goodness. So sorry to hear that. And your first name? Is it
Lindsay.
Lindsay? Lindsay?
Correct.
Okay. And last name Gardner, Gardner?
Yes.
And the zip code where the accident happened.
I think it was nearby, so like 90810.
0810. Okay, thank you for that. And your phone number is okay. Do you have an email you'd like to place on your file?
It's just my first name and last name, 56@gmail.com.
All right. And I'm going to go ahead and submit the information and see if we can pair you with an attorney to assist with this matter. Do I have your permission to do so?
Yes. At this point, the call goes silent and drops, but she calls back. Hello? Hello?
Hi. Hi, Ms. Gardner. This is Lisa calling back from accident.com. I'm not sure what happened, but I couldn't hear you. I didn't know if you could hear me. We have an attorney for you.
Okay, excellent.
Okay, so it's Sasooness Law Firm. You're going to receive that in email and via text. I'm going to go ahead and get them on the line now so I can transfer you over to them, okay?
Okay,
Okay, I'm going to put you on brief hold and I'll be right back.
sure.
Hi, Ms. Gardner. I've got Anna on the line. She's going to go ahead and take it from here, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Hi, Lindsay. Good morning. This is Anna from Sasooness Law Group. How are you?
I simultaneously received this text message and this email letting me know that I was assigned to Sasooness Law Group. And it is indeed from accident.com. So I'm not sure who the first two people were in this path, but they clearly transferred me to accident.com, who then assigned me to Sasooness Law Group. Now, accident.com appears to be a lead generator per their website. Personal injury lawyers throughout the US will tell them the type of cases they specialize in. Then we, the clients, give accident.com our case details, and the closest attorney to us will be notified about our case and will then contact us immediately. Or in my case, will be warm transferred to that attorney. But they're essentially just a lead generator. They assign you to an attorney. So accident.com is clearly the culprit here and who we need to blame. Now, for the actual law firm, I'm going to limit how much of the call I actually play. Mainly in the interest of time, I have 5 law firms to get through, and I don't want this video to be 5 hours long. But also, I don't want to get sued into oblivion. But for those that are curious, Anna asked me about the date and time of the accident, the exact location of the accident, if there's a police report and if I can give her a copy of it. Was there a witness to the accident? Did I have a passenger? Was I driving by myself? Have I hired an attorney prior to this? She asked me to detail my injuries. Did I go to the doctor? When did I last go to my neurologist or physical therapist? What health insurance do I have? What auto insurance do I have? Is it full coverage or liability? And do I have uninsured motorist coverage? Did I report the accident to my insurance? And do I have the claim number for that? The make, model, and color of my car, the other driver's insurance information, the make, model, and color of their car, the name of the driver, was my car totaled? Describe the damage to my car. Did either car's airbags deploy? Did I have any other accidents prior to this? An emergency contact number, my date of birth, home address, driver's license number. She asked why I didn't hire an attorney prior to this call. The last time I communicated with the other party's insurance, she wanted me to send her photos of the car damage and the other party's insurance, and she asked which hospital I went to. So there you go. I saved you 20 minutes of call audio. You're welcome. There's nothing nefarious about these questions, and I would expect a personal injury attorney to be this thorough. I did get to ask Anna about the people I spoke to before her. So who did I talk to before I talked to you? I talked to like 3 different people before I talked to you.
Yeah, they are actually our colleague law firms. They refer leads to us or cases.
Why wouldn't they want leads to themselves? They're also law firms. You're like, get your own business. She's mine.
Our personal.
So where did they get the phone numbers from them? How would they know I was in an accident?
I believe you put a inquiry online. That's why they got your details.
So I guess accident.com is a law firm? I can't find any indication on their website that they are a law firm. They just seem like a shitty lead generator to me. I can only guess that she didn't know the answer, but she didn't want to risk losing me as a client, not being able to answer that question, so she just made shit up. I mean, ultimately, it just comes down to her training. Anna tells me that they will take my case, so she sends me a retainer agreement through DocuSign. I just want to highlight the attorney's fees section. They get 33% of my recovery amount if they settle with the insurance company and 45% if they have to sue the insurance company. And this is pretty standard among personal injury attorneys. And of course, if they don't succeed in settling or suing, I owe them nothing. Sasooness Law Group is named after the owner and managing attorney, Sean Sasooness, so I dashed off an email. Sean, my name is Lindsay Gardner and I'm a correspondent with UNLV Group. We're investigating scam, spam, and otherwise unsolicited calls affecting Americans. On the morning of Friday, the 21st of June, 2024, I received a phone call from 209-314-6725. The number is not in service anymore, in case you're wondering, at 8:21 a.m. Someone with an Indian or Pakistani accent asked me about my car accident within the last 2 years in which I sustained injuries. I've attached the call recording for your review. I was then transferred to 3 different agents before finally landing with intake specialist at Sasooness Law Group. When I asked your intake specialist who I spoke with prior to reaching your firm, she stated they were co-lead law firms. They referred lead to us. She may have actually said colleague, like coworker, because that makes more sense than co-lead, but it's really hard to say. When I asked where they got my contact information, she suggested that I put an inquiry online. On the contrary, I have never been involved in a car accident. In fact, I don't even own a car. I did not submit any inquiry form. Rather, I was called unsolicited by an overseas call center fishing for leads. Approximately 12 minutes into the call, I received an email from accident.com attached. However, I do not know what other parties I may have spoken to prior to reaching your firm. I am not suggesting that your firm directly contracted the original callers. It's possible that you have a contract with accident.com who then contracted the call center. I am not seeking compensation or litigation. Rather, I am seeking to inform you of this matter and give you an opportunity to respond and tell your side of the story. Best, Lindsay Gardner, correspondent, UNLV Group. And so I sent them the screenshot of the accident.com email and the call recording you heard at the beginning of this chapter. A few days later, the firm wrote back and, oh boy. Okay, I'm just going to read this to you verbatim and then I will react to it afterwards. Hi, Hi, Lindsay. My name is Fernando. I am the intake manager here at Sasooness Law Group. I was a little bit confused with the email that you sent us. I see you did not request a consultation, and I apologize for the inconvenience of having to deal with our back and forth communication. Just to clarify, you were transferred to us by accident.com. We are one of the firms that works with them in assessing injury cases and potentially helping callers with accidents. You spoke with Anna from my team after being transferred and confirmed some details about the accident that happened on the 16th of November 2023. And I contacted you again today, and you mentioned that you would be sending us questions about your potential case. We are an injury firm that can help you with accident cases that result in injuries. I just want to confirm that you are not involved in any accidents and do not need any help? Question mark. I will bring this up to accident.com to ensure they're not spamming people and just sending us false information. But we are following up solely due to information that was provided to our intake representative. We will stop any further communication if you do not need our help. Thanks for your time. Fernando Jimenez, Senior Paralegal, Sasooness Law Group, APC. I don't even know where to begin with this train wreck of an email. So my main gripe was that I received an unsolicited call from an overseas call center about my car accident, and I sent them a recording to prove that that happened. But he seems to just gloss over all that and start with accident.com. Well, you were transferred from accident.com, and we're a law firm, they work with us, blah, blah, blah. In the second paragraph, he's rehashing the history of our communications. I don't know if that's like a legal thing or he thinks I don't remember or something. And even though I mentioned in the email I've never been in a car accident, he's like, so you don't need our help? Like, does he not know how to read? And he's a senior paralegal, mind you. But this is the best part. So for accident.com, it doesn't really seem to bother him that they're contracting overseas call centers that robocall people illegally. It doesn't seem to bother him that they're reaching out to people that have never been in an accident and are just fishing for leads, which I explicitly mentioned in the original email. It doesn't really seem to bother him that accident.com is opening them up to liability because of these practices. You know what his gripe is? They're sending us false information. How dare they? We pay them for good leads. And look, they sent us a bad lead. We got a bad one. How dare they send us fake information? Now, if you were a law firm and you were informed that this was happening, what would you say? If I was a law firm, I'd put out a statement like, we have recently become aware of serious concerns regarding the illegal robocalling practices associated with accident.com. These practices not only violate regulations, but also undermine consumer trust and privacy. As a result, we're pausing all business relationships with accident.com while we conduct a thorough investigation into these allegations. We take these matters very seriously and will not tolerate any actions that compromise the integrity of our company or harm our customers. Now, I know that I'm an excellent writer as it is, but this is actually generated by ChatGPT in about 10 seconds. If I can do it, so can they. But no, Sasooness Law Group doesn't say anything of the sort. You know what they're going to do when informed about these things? They're going to go to accident.com, they're going to wag their finger, they're going to boop them on the nose and say, hey, stop spamming people, okay? And stop sending us these fucking fake leads, bro. Come on, we're paying you for good leads. This has to be Sean Spicer incognito. It has to be. Sean Spicer quit the Trump administration, changed his name, and got a job at Sasooness Law Firm. Because how? How can you be this? First of all, I don't understand how he thought it was a good idea for him to represent the law firm in communicating with me. Why he thought it was a good idea to get this request from a journalist and be like, I got this. Furthermore, I don't get how he can read the entire email, listen to the call recording that I've attached, and then write this as a response, give himself the Brett Rambo thumbs up, and send it. How do they have clients? I did reply to Fernando, basically just rehashing the content of the first email, but hopefully in a less confusing format, and also just making it clear, hey, look, I'm going to name and shame you as part of this investigation, so this is your chance to make a statement and also to set the record straight so that you don't sue me for defamation later. But he never responded to this email. I never heard from Sasooness Law Group again. But wait, there's more.
Hello?
Yes?
Yes, my name is Michael from Accident Claims Helpline. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks so much for asking. Well, I'm here because we have been reported about a minor road traffic accident that happened to you within the last year. Hope you remember that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, as your compensation amount for the accident is still pending, let me connect you with my senior who can assist you with the accident claim, okay?
Okay.
Good afternoon. This is Nathan with AccidentClaims.com. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Actually, this call is in connection with an unfortunate car accident you had within the past 12 months. You do remember that? Yep.
Yes.
All right. Now, regarding that accident, we were calling just to confirm that apart from the damages of the vehicle, have you been paid out for yourself as well, or you have not received anything?
Nothing.
Nothing. Well, this is the reason we were actually calling, just to confirm if you have not received anything. We can arrange for the compensation to be delivered, depending upon the state that you're living in, and we can provide you with one of the best attorneys that we have, who's going to assist you in getting the compensation. So, just to make sure that everything that we have is in order, I'm just going to confirm a few quick things to make sure that you absolutely qualify for that, and make sure there is no mistake in the details that we are compiling for you, right? So, first of all, as the accident, according to the information, was within the past 12 months, you roughly remember when was it? Which month was it?
November 2023.
November 2023. And at the time, were you driving yourself or you were the passenger?
I was driving.
You were driving, okay. And were you alone at the time?
Yes.
Okay, you were alone. And as a result of the accident, did you suffer any sort of injuries, unfortunately?
I still have back pain to this day, unfortunately.
I'm really sorry to hear about that, about your back pain. And about that back pain, did you seek any medical treatment right after the accident, or since it still sometimes, hurts? So what do you do as a, medication to keep it, under control?
So immediately after the accident, I went to the hospital, because you always should. And then I saw my regular physician, and he referred me to a physical therapist. And so I'm going to physical therapy. It's not really helping, but I still go. It's worth a try, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So it's always nice to keep things under check. So that's, we are sorry to know about your situation. So this is basically one of the reasons that, according to the law, there are always two amounts of compensation, one for the vehicle and one for the person inside the car, depending upon if the person was innocent. So the next question would be to confirm that was there a need for the police to attend the scene at the time? If so, who did they blame for the accident?
The other driver, because I was rear-ended, so it was her fault. She was speeding in a residential neighborhood. I think she was on her phone at the time as well, and so she just wasn't paying attention, and she crashed into me. It was very clearly her fault.
Okay, so the third party was using a phone, and she was a female, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and the police did attend at the time of the accident, and they blamed entirely the other lady for the accident, right? So she got the ticket, correct?
Yes.
All right, wonderful. So just to confirm, also, may I verify your first and last name as well?
Zoe Brooks.
Okay, Brooks. Brooks, and Zoe as in Z-O-E, correct?
Zoey.
Zoey. Thank you so much. And also, let me just double check the details. Currently, which state are you residing in at the moment?
California.
California, all right. And in California, what is your zip code over there?
90813.
90813. Let me just mention that. I'm almost done over here. 90813. So the only thing that we are left with is, of course, since the police arrived as well, and you did take the treatment for your back injuries as well. So up till now, have you hired any attorney to deal for your personal compensation since the accident? Did you try seeking any consultation to any attorney? They may have sent you any paperwork, or somebody have in the email or in the post, or you never signed any sort of paperwork with anyone either?
No, nothing at all.
No paperwork, no nothing. Okay. And just the last thing I want to confirm is your email address. Could you confirm us that?
It's just my first name and last name, 1956 at gmail.com.
56 at gmail.com. Alrighty. And that would be all from our side. And also, to make sure that the papers can be compiled up. May I confirm, Zoe, your date of birth, please?
November 3rd, 1956.
1956. All right. So that's pretty much everything that we needed to verify to make sure that you do qualify to get the compensation for yourself as well. So since you have not signed any retainer, we are going to make sure that we have one of the best attorneys available from your state, California, right? Now, the only thing that we might be left with is, I can understand it can be a bit of a, issue because you might have not been expecting our call right at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
So that may have, left you can say, totally, all of a sudden it's new to you, right? But for us to proceed further, there will be a requirement for the exact date. So would there be a possibility you'd be able to verify that to us somehow, that what date was it in November when it happened?
I can tell you off the top of my head, it was the 17th.
Mm-hmm.
It was that Friday. I'd have to pull up a copy of the police report or maybe the accident report or something to prove it, so to speak. But just off the top of my head, I can tell you the date.
Right. No, that's absolutely fine. So just we are making sure that if that is the rough guess that you can provide, then we can, proceed further depending upon that as well. And was the other lady insured at the time?
Yes.
Okay, she was fully insured, so that's very good. In that case, we do not need to worry about you having that uninsured motorist coverage as well. So just one more thing I want to confirm. Give me one moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass on this information to one of the best attorneys that we have in the state of California. So I'm just going to confirm your street address, please. Your first line of street address.
1081 Long Beach Boulevard.
Long Beach Boulevard. Thank you. I've got the details already. Now, normally, is this a good time, to communicate with you during any day, or what time normally you are available during the mornings, afternoons, or evenings, Zoe?
Mornings are fine.
Mornings are fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I've got all the details. Need no more information from your side, Zoe. What I'm going to do is I'm going to arrange for the attorney to have a word with you. What they will do is they will just confirm the nature of the injuries suffered in the accident, and most importantly, what they need to know is that for how long. Like you said that you still sometimes do get this back injury as well, like the back issue, and you are currently taking the treatment. But right after the accident, was there a need to see you did go see a doctor yourself, but was there a need for you to be taken to the hospital, or did you go yourself?
So I was taken. The ambulance arrived, and I just chose to be transported because it was obviously just a rear end, right? The airbag deployed, but you never know. You could have a concussion, you could have internal bleeding, you could have whiplash. It's always good practice in an accident to go to the hospital anyway, get a CT scan, see what's going on, make sure there's no broken bones or anything. Because I also hit the steering column.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so regardless, I went.
Well, that was a very wise thing to do, because that is totally understandable. And the way you have mentioned or summed it up, everything, it really shows that you already know all these things to be really careful. So, really, really nice to know that. So now, the police reference, report that you said, you might need to pull it up. So let's say, as a legal requirement, since it's required for the, attorney to make sure that they can proceed further, and make sure, the police report is going to determine fully, and let the insurance admit completely as well that yes, it was fully the other lady's fault. And since the police decided that, so that incident reference number is something that can help the attorney to make sure straight away they submit your, whole case as a confirmation that yes, you are an innocent party and you are going to be getting the compensation from the other person's insurance, right? So would there be a possibility for you to provide it to them, or would you be able to get your hands onto that report?
I mean, not immediately, because I don't mind giving it to them. I don't have a problem disclosing it. I just I'd have to find where it is. 8 months ago, so I don't really keep that on hand. It's in a stack of paper somewhere.
Totally fair enough.
Yeah, but
Totally
if
fair
I do
enough.
find it, I don't mind giving it out. No problem.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you'll be able to provide the police report as well if need be. Yep.
Yes, of course.
Wonderful. And currently, are you insured with the same insurance as well, Zoe, or did you leave that insurance that you were insured with at the time?
No, it's the same one. They never dropped me.
So basically, you are still insured with the same insurance, and you are driving absolutely fine as well, even now.
Yes.
Right. So all the details are compiled accordingly. Now I'm just making sure. So this email is fully active, Zoe Brooks. I'll spell that out to make sure there is no mistake as well, because most probably they'll send you the documents in your email, right, for you to sign. So it will be ZOEYBROOKS1956@gmail.com. Correct, Zoe?
Correct.
All right, and you've been fully treated for the back injury as well, taken to the hospital, and never, did you ever even speak to anybody regarding this before? Since the accident, were you not even aware of it?
I've never pursued litigation. Obviously, the insurance company sends letters like, "Hey, we're working on it," blah blah blah. And I wasn't even aware that you could get anything for your injuries. I thought they just covered, because it's car insurance, right? So it only covers the car, right? So I didn't even think about
Well,
my medical expenses.
Pretty fair enough. Pretty fair enough. That actually totally makes sense when it comes to getting an explanation regarding that. So obviously, this is one of the reasons that most people end up not getting the compensation, right? So our job is also to determine that, to make sure that yes, everything is okay. Now, that the good thing is that we are operating in the state of California as well, so we do have one of the attorneys over there. The only delay that we are having is to make sure that all the details and the information that you have verified to us has been thoroughly passed over, including the date and rest of the basic details that you have provided us. Now, you said you got rear-ended at the time, right? So the other lady, was she traveling alone? Was she also by herself?
I can't remember. She may have had a passenger. I don't remember the specific details. I just remember her specifically. Maybe her daughter was in the passenger seat and didn't come out of the car. It's hard to remember now because it's been 8 months, but...
Totally fair enough. And in other words, we can say that you did not get a chance to communicate with that lady, did you?
No, not really. I was, I also decided just to stay in the car and wait for the paramedics. So, you don't, if you get into an accident, you don't want to move in case you have. So you want to have someone else take you out. So I waited for the paramedics to kind of get me out and onto the stretcher. And of course, the police were dealing with her. In a rear end, it's pretty obvious who's at fault. I think even the insurance company agreed, so.
Well, the circumstances or the scenario, in other words, tell the whole story itself, right? Because obviously, nobody would do it intentionally unless, a rear-ended sort of a situation, you get hit from the back, right? So in that kind of situation, either you are, reversing out of somewhere. So you were totally static at that time, you were not moving, stationary, correct?
Yeah, at a stop sign. And so since the police were getting her insurance information, I didn't really feel the need to go talk to her. They were handling this. It's fine.
Got it. So now I'm just making sure that, let me verify the address as well to make sure there is no mistake in case if they need to send it through the post. Just getting this over here. Give me a moment. Well, I really appreciate your cooperation. The way you actually verified the details, it did not take us any long. We are almost above the power time period, so that won't be a problem. To verify, I've got the correct address. It's 1081 Long Beach Boulevard, California 90813, correct?
Correct.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Just one moment here. And let's check over here. How's the weather, by the way, in California today?
It's beautiful as always. It's in the 70s. It's sunny. That's usually how the weather is around here.
Glad to know that. And not something you have on your schedule for the day after this?
No. So if he wants to call later today, I'll be here.
Okay, that would be great. No worries. So we'll be arranging further documents, but surely it will be a quick quick process, but we have to make sure that sometimes, in the same state as well, the attorneys are there to assist the other people as well for their compensation. The good thing that we, are happy about is that we are currently, operating in the state of California as well. So just making sure of that. So the accident at the moment I can see it happened on 17th of November, and now it's June, right?
Right.
So, yep, just gonna make sure of that. Am I still audible?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, I'm just gonna connect your call now, and they're gonna assist you further, sir. All right?
Sure.
Please wait while we connect your call.
Come. Hi, can I get the name of the client, please? Hello?
Oh,
Hello?
you're asking me. It's Zoe Brooks.
Zoe Brooks. Okay, go ahead and transfer. Hi, Miss Miss Brooks.
Yes.
Hi, Miss Brooks. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Miss Brooks, my name is Angela. I'm with the Law Group.
Over the next 20 minutes, Angela asked me the date of the accident, if I was injured, if I received medical attention, if I was listed at fault in the police report or by the insurance, if I was insured at the time. She asked me to detail the accident scenario. She asked if the driver made any other remarks to me after the accident. I'm assuming this is like if the driver insinuated that they weren't at fault or something. But it'd be funny if she wanted to know if the other driver swore at me or something. She asked me where I felt the impact, like on my neck, my back, my shoulder, where on the body. Did the hospital do a CAT scan or an MRI? Did I feel nauseous? The exact location of the accident. Did the police come and who called them? When was the last time I received treatment in regards to the accident? Have I signed up with an attorney before? What car insurance I have? Do I have a photo of the car damage? She asked me what my phone number was, which I thought was really weird. I'm assuming she just asked to verify that it's what she was seeing on her caller ID. But since it was a transfer, maybe the caller ID was different. Obviously, I couldn't break character to ask why she asked, but she did ask that question. Do I have a copy of the police report? Did I feel the impact from behind or the side? She basically just asked this question again. Did they transport me to the hospital? Which hospital? Did I stay overnight? What insurance did the other driver have? The make and model of mine and the other driver's car? What time of day did it happen? Did I have my seatbelt on? Did the airbags deploy? She asked me the purpose of the trip, and I said, I was personal. I was finished visiting a friend, so I was just going to go across the bridge. Actually, I think I was going to go to Costco and not home. So I missed out on a Costco hot dog that day. I was very sad. But yes, I was visiting a friend across the river and just went home. There was no retainer agreement this time, but she did ask me to send her pictures of the incident report and photos of the accident damage, and she let me know that if they were to represent me, they would take 33% of my compensation if it was pre-litigation, so like if there was a settlement, and 40% if we had to go through with litigation. I did get to ask Angela about the people that I spoke to before her. Do you happen to know who I spoke to before I spoke to you?
I am not too sure. We get phone calls in, so we have a bunch of online ads that people will respond to. And then once they get a clearance, they get sent directly to me and get to speak to me for a couple minutes.
The penultimate agent claimed to be with accidentclaims.com, and that is a real website that tries to solicit people who have had car accidents to represent them. You can see in the bottom, it is a part of the Fraser Coogan Limited solicitors. Now, in America, a solicitor is someone who comes and knocks on your door and is annoying as hell, like someone trying to sell you solar or convert you to be a Jehovah's Witness or something. But in the UK, a solicitor is another term for an attorney. In the UK and most Commonwealth countries, actually, they distinguish between attorneys that just file with typical litigation, like draft wills and contracts and stuff, as solicitors, and the ones that go into a courtroom and actually litigate as barristers. But in America, we just call both of those types of people attorneys. The more you know. If you go to their website, you can see that they are solicitors. But if you click claims on the top bar or in their list of services, it just kicks you back to this website. What's strange about this website is anything you click just gives you a 404 error. The top bar, the FAQs, anything on the bottom, any section you try to go to at all, just 404s. Even if you submit the form, if you fill out the form and hit submit inquiry, ages 404s. It's like they built the front page and just ignored everything else. There's a phone number at the top, so with the help of 8x8, I called them.
You have reached Fraser Higgins. The office is closed for the September holiday weekend and will reopen on Tuesday, 24th September at 9 a.m. Thank you.
That accent is divine. So yeah, I think he was lying because what would an American law firm have to do with the car accident arm of a UK law firm? Why would Compass Law Group be relying on this UK law group to do their lead generation for American car? It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Surely Compass Law Group will clear this up for us, right? So I emailed Compass Law Group with a brief summary of how I came to reach their firm and included a recording of the call. And they replied, "Dear Miss Brooks, thank you for bringing this matter to our attention. We are truly sorry to hear about your recent experience and want to assure you that we take this very seriously. At Compass Law Group, we require ethical marketing tactics from our marketing companies and strive to maintain the highest standards of integrity. To help us complete a thorough investigation, could you please provide us with the phone number from which you received the call? Additionally, any other details or context you can share will be invaluable. I work with multiple marketing companies and had just started working with a new one. I have asked them to pause all activities immediately until I can confirm their promise of legitimacy and ethics. Please know that I personally despise spam calls and would never knowingly take part in any such thing. Your feedback is essential in helping us address and rectify the situation. We appreciate your understanding and patience as we work to ensure nothing like that happens. Thank you again for bringing this to our attention. Joseph Shirazi." Sean, if you're watching this is how a law firm should respond to my email. I'm holding my microphone so I can't clap, but bravo. Bravo. My only nitpick is that he asked for the phone number. Now, obviously, he's not a scam baiter, so he doesn't know about overseas call centers and how they're used to attempt to get around the DNC and things like that. So I can't really blame him, but does he really not know about spoofing? Does he genuinely believe that an overseas call center willingly violating the do not call list and auto dialing people that are not accident clients at all, does he really think they would use the real phone number? Because if he does, you sweet summer child. Now, I don't make it a habit to write down the caller IDs when I get a scam call because 99.99% of the time, the number is spoofed. Actually, when I take breaks from answering scam calls like I am this week, I like to go through and call back the numbers that have called me, but 99.99% of the time, the number is not in service because it was spoofed. So I wrote back and I gave Joseph a brief overview of how spoofing works and how these call centers work in general, but that no, I did not have the phone number. And I asked him nicely if he was able to tell me when he found out the name of the marketing company, because we really should gather which companies are doing this so that everyone else can know. And I let him know this happens with accident.com and with the Injury Help Network, which is a lead generator that you will hear more about later on in this video. You know, that's the thing. People will sometimes tell me, why don't you go after the lead generators? You know, instead of putting these companies and these insurance agents and all these people on blast on YouTube, why don't you go after the marketing companies that are hiring these overseas call centers? Why don't you go after the accident.coms of the world? Well, I'd love to. The problem is no one is willing to tell me who their lead generators are. And that's the case in this scenario as well. Joseph never replied, unfortunately. I told Joseph that I didn't have the phone number, but I checked my notes and I actually do have the phone number that was on the caller ID when I received the call that led me to Compass. It's 651-487-2592. But when you try to call it, this happens. So it's a moot point because it was a spoof number and it's not in service anyway. But yeah, so if you're watching this, Joseph, my bad. That's why I work for UNLV Group and not the New York Times. After Joseph made this request, I did start writing down the phone numbers on the caller ID when I would receive car accident claims calls, but shockingly, they were spoofed 100% of the time. Anyway, that's all I really have for this one. Great response, very professional. Would have been amazing if he outed the name of his lead generator, but I can't force him to, so... But wait, There's more. If you call now, well, no, I'm kidding. Please, for the love of God, don't call me. Hello? Hello?
Hello,
Yes?
my name is Mike with Accident Claims Helpline. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am fine. We have been reported about a minor road traffic accident happened here within the last 2 years. That was not your fault, right?
Yes.
I got you. I transfer this call to my senior supervisor. Just hold a second. I transfer it. I really appreciate your time, patient. Just hold a second. Thanks for holding. This is Jeff from Auto Claim Solution. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, as you know, I'm doing great. Actually, this call is regarding your auto accident that was not of your fault, and you did not receive any compensation. Is that correct?
Yes.
So that's the reason we are here to help you today to get the compensation from the other driver's insurance at no cost to you. So please confirm me your phone number. Did the accident happen in the same state of California?
Yes.
And what's your zip code?
90813.
I got it. And do you have any email or you don't use an email?
It's just my first name, last name, 56@gmail.com.
And what's your last name?
Gardner.
And the first name is Lindsay.
Yes.
And Ms. Gardner, like how the accident happened? I mean, they hit you from the front side, from the back, or from the driver passenger side?
From the back.
And were you injured in that accident?
Yes.
I'm so sorry to hear about that. And when did your accident happen?
Last year in November.
Last year, November 2023, okay? And after the accident, did you go to the hospital, doctor, or for the pain and injuries?
Yes.
And did you have any lawyer, any attorney who's working on your case, or no?
No.
And were you settled, or did you accept any kind of settlement for your pain and injuries, or no?
No.
All right. So, Lindsay, according to this information given to me, seems like you are pretty much qualified for the compensation for your pain and injuries from that other driver's insurance at no cost to you. It means you don't have to pay any single penny out of your pocket. Does that sound good to you?
Yes.
So, Ms. Gardner, as you know that we have network of attorneys from the state of California, and they are dealing with the compensation for pain and injuries. But you don't have to go anywhere, and you don't have to pay anything. Okay?
Okay.
So, yep. So now, without wasting much of your time, I'm just gonna simply get you right away to the attorney's network.
Yes.
There must be a receptionist on the line first. You can call them as a vetting team. They're going to ask you one thing, that would you like to talk to an attorney regarding your compensation? Simply let them know, yes, I want to talk to an attorney for the compensation. All right?
Okay.
And can you tell me a little bit, like, what sort of injuries or pain you had in the accident, like neck pain, back, shoulder? Like, what kind of injuries you have in the accident?
Back pain. I still have back pain.
Back pain. I'm so sorry to hear about that. And you go to the hospital or doctor or emergency room. Where did you go for the checkup after the accident?
The hospital.
Hospital, okay. And like when this accident happened, you were a driver or you were a passenger?
The driver.
Driver. And like you were driving alone, or you have do you have any passengers?
I was alone.
Alone, okay. And it happened in November 2023, correct?
Yes.
Perfect. So everything done from my part, Ms. Gardner. Now, without wasting much of your time, I'm going to connect you now. But before I'm doing that, I'm just going to giving you a short recall just to make sure that you understand each and everything. And just address them in simple yes or no, okay?
Okay.
So, Ms. Gardner, were you injured in that accident? Yes or no?
Yes.
Did you go to the hospital, doctor, or ER? Yes or no?
Yes.
And when did your accident happen? What month and what year?
November 2023.
I got it. And do you have any lawyer, any attorney who's helping you on this case? Yes or no?
No.
And do you receive any money for the pain and injuries? Yes or no?
No.
And okay, Was the accident your fault? Did police give you a ticket? Yes or no?
No.
Was the accident, was the other driver identified to be at fault? Yes or no?
Yes.
Perfect. And everything done from my part. When I connect you right away to the attorney's network, the receptionist, the wedding team gonna ask you that. We receive an inquiry that you are looking to speak to an accident attorney regarding your auto accident. Tell them clearly, yes, I want to speak to an attorney for the compensation. And from there, they're gonna assist you all about it in a right, better way. All right, Ms. Gardner?
Okay.
I appreciate your patience. Just give me one moment here. And by the way, you're born in here in California, or you just moved here?
I was born in Texas, but I moved here really, really young. So, I mean, I've lived here for a very long time.
Long time ago, okay. And are you single, married, divorced, or widow?
Single.
Single, no independence, okay. And how's the weather outside? It's sunshine today, or it's cloudy outside?
Pretty sure it's sunny. It's always pretty beautiful here in Long Beach.
All right, so Lindsay, your line is connecting now, and simply let them know, yes, I want to talk to an attorney, and if they ask you when did this accident happen, simply tell them the same thing, that it happened in November of last year, okay?
Okay.
Perfect. Just give me one moment. And how's the day going so far?
Pretty good. It's, I'm not sure if we're celebrating 4th of July this weekend or next weekend, because it's kind of in the middle. But either way, people are going to party this weekend, so.
Oh, weekend, okay. But, that's not our side of weekend, because we have to work on the weekend as well. Not on Sunday, but just on Saturday.
Yeah.
We have the working days are from Monday to Saturday, but just our Sundays off, because this is an accidental claim solution, so we have to work 24/7.
Yeah.
In a week, 6 days a week, not 7 days, 6 days a week. Yep. And do you have any favorite hobbies, like watching TV, fishing, cooking, reading books, Netflix, anything?
I like reading. Reading is fun. Some really good books out
Reading,
there.
yep, reading.
Hiking is fun.
Reading novels or what?
I mix it up. Sometimes fiction, sometimes nonfiction. It just depends.
Fiction, nonfiction. Okay, that's great. Now, Mr. Gardner, your line is in a queue. Okay, it will be connected within a few seconds. All right.
Okay.
I appreciate your patience. Just bear with me. And by the way, how young are you? It sounds pretty young over the phone. You are in your 30s, 40s.
I wish.
Oh, how old are you exactly?
67.
Oh, 67. That's unbelievable. You sound like 30s or 40s, not more than that.
Thank you.
But you said you are 67. Okay. And the zip code, you told me 90813, correct?
Yes.
I got it, 90813. And it's in Long Beach, California. So here we go for now. Your line is in the queue. It will be connected within a couple of seconds more, okay? I'm with you on the same line, all right? I appreciate your patience. And what about your pains? You said you have some neck pain, back pain?
It's mostly back
due to
pain.
the accident?
It kind of, some days are worse than others. The thing is, we just can't really figure out what's causing it. We can't wave a magic wand and fix it.
Okay. And what about right now? You're feeling good? When you visit to the hospital, what about your conditions right now? What about your back pain?
I mean, I also have
It's settled, or?
I have medicine for it, so if it gets really bad, I'll take medicine. So right now it's okay. If I try to ignore it, it's okay. But it is persistent. It's not like it just goes away. It some days are worse than others. It just depends.
Okay, so now your line is connecting now, okay? Here we go, and they're going to ask you, would you like to talk to an attorney regarding your composition? Let them know yes. And if they ask you when did this accident happen, simply let them know it's the same thing, that November of last year, November 2023, okay?
Okay.
Perfect. Here we go for now. Just give me one moment.
How many times has he said that the call is connecting now, and it's just not? I wonder if he's sitting on hold, because he's just clearly making small talk to advance the to keep me around while he connects. But
here we go for now, okay? All right, Lindsay?
Okay.
I appreciate that. And I appreciate your patience as well. Here we go.
Thank you so much for holding on the recorded line. This is Derek Smith from Auto Claim Solutions. We received your online inquiry that you are looking to speak to an accident attorney regarding your auto accident. Is that correct?
Yes.
Am I speaking to Lindsay Gardner?
Yes.
Can you spell out your first name for me?
Lindsay.
All right. Is this the best number to reach you at? What is your zip code?
90813.
Did the accident also happen in the same state of California?
Yes.
I have your email here, which is lindsayGardner56@gmail.com. Does it belong to you?
Yes.
All right. And how old are you?
67.
Can I have your date of birth?
November 3rd, 1956.
Thank you. And were you injured in that accident?
Yes.
I'm so sorry to hear about that. When did your accident happen?
November 2023.
November of 2023. And how it happened? What was the scenario?
I was stopped at a stop sign and someone rear-ended me.
What type of what type of vehicle you were driving?
2014 Toyota Camry.
Thank you. Well, now just for the compliance reasons, I will ask you a few yes or no questions. You can simply answer them in yes or no, okay?
Okay.
So, were you placed at fault, or did the police give you any tickets, yes or no?
No.
Was the other driver identified to be at fault for the accident, yes or no?
Yes.
Did you go to a doctor or hospital or ER for your injury, yes or no?
Yes.
Do you have an attorney working on your case currently, yes or no?
No.
Have you received any settlement by the insurance company, yes or no?
No.
All right. Now, do I have your permission to transfer you to a car accident agent? Even if your number is registered on any state or federal do not call list, please say yes if you agree.
Yes.
Perfect. Stay with me on the line. Let me connect you now. And once I connect your call, they're going to ask you that did this accident happen more than 2 years? Tell them no. It happened in November of last year, which is not more than 2 years. And since the accident happened, how many times did you go to the doctor?
Multiple. I mean, I went to the ER visit and then I did, follow-up visits with my primary care physician. I'm not sure if those count, but yeah.
All right. That means you received continuous medical treatment, correct?
Yes.
All right. So I do let them know that I received continuous medical treatment. Let me connect you now and let me introduce you to them first.
Okay.
Thank you for calling accident.com. This is Keon. This call may be recorded for quality purposes. May I have the client's first and last name, please?
Yes, I have Lindsay Gardner with me on the line.
Perfect. What type of case?
It's an auto accident that happened in November of last year.
November last year? Okay. And do you know the zip code by any chance?
Sure, it's 90813, California.
90813, okay. You can go ahead and transfer.
Okay, Mr. Gardner,
Yes?
you can go ahead and continue the conversation. I'll guide you further. I'm dropping off. You both have a good day.
Hi, Miss Lindsay. This is Keon with accident.com. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much. Just got a couple questions here that I do need to ask. Have you ever signed a retainer with another firm in regards to your accident?
No.
Have you settled with an insurance company in regards to your injuries?
No.
Okay, and have you ever had an attorney help you with your case?
No.
This accident happened last November 2023?
Yes.
Do you know the specific date when it happened, or?
I want to say it was the 17th.
And were you a driver of the accident, or were you a passenger?
Driver.
How many cars are involved in this accident?
2, I guess you would say. Myself and the other person.
Okay. And how exactly did this accident happen?
I was stopped at a stop sign, and she rear-ended me.
I went ahead and notated that. Thank you so much. What injuries did you sustain as a result of this accident?
I developed back pain after the accident. I still have back pain to this day. Some days are better than others, but it's, we're hoping it goes away, but it started since the accident.
Oh. Gotcha, okay. And have you received any medical treatment for your back?
Yes.
And just to confirm that I have your information correct here, I have your first name Lindsay, Lindsay. Your last name, Gardner, Gardener.
Correct.
I also have your email as your first name, your last name, spelled exactly the way it is. The number 56 at gmail.com.
Yes.
Let me take a look to see if I can help you out in finding an attorney for you, okay?
Okay.
And I was able to actually find an attorney for you. You actually also been sent a text message and an email with the law firm's contact information. I'm going to go ahead and place you on a brief hold if I can see and try to get a hold of the firm, okay?
Okay.
Hi, Lindsay.
Yes?
Hi, my name is Christina. I'm one of the case consultants here at Lowe Law Group.
Bro, how the fuck did I get accident.com again? Fernando promised me that he was going to rub their noses in it and tell them to stop spamming people. They're still spamming people. Okay, I know that was low-hanging fruit, but I just can't resist making fun of this pathetic email. It just... They should be ashamed that they put this out. However, maybe now that this has happened with a second law firm, they might be more inclined to take it seriously. But I can just see Fernando sitting in his chair going, they're sending fake information again. They're sending fake information again. Jesus Christ. Anyway, yeah, it's accident.com again. I didn't get the email, presumably because they misspelled my name and therefore email, and I didn't correct them. But I did get the text message telling me that I was assigned to Lowe Law Group. You can see it, the format is identical to the Sasooness one, down to it being signed Team Accident. And if that wasn't enough evidence, Christina herself confirmed that I was transferred from accident.com.
Let me give you our intake number here, so if you have any questions, you can give us a call as well. You were transferred from accident.com.
Christina kept it brief. She asked for the date of the accident, the city where it happened, if I was injured, did I go to the doctor, what did the doctor say about my injuries, did they do an MRI, have I ever gotten an MRI of my back, what pain management am I getting, did they do injection shots or just oral meds? I didn't know they had injection shots for pain, but that's interesting. And have I ever gotten any help from an attorney? After this, she sent me a retainer agreement. And interestingly enough, at the top, it says the Law Office of Stephen D. Red, PLLC. I thought I was dealing with Lowe Law Group. So I asked her about this. So then who's the actual attorney group this would be with?
Stephen Red is the attorney. So this is Lowe Law Group. We have several attorneys that we work with, but Stephen Red would be the attorney on this. So you'll see the Stephen Red at the top of that attorney-client agreement.
I'm still confused. Stephen Red is an attorney with Lowe Law Group, but the retainer agreement specifically says that I'm signing up to be a client with the law office of Stephen D. Red. He actually has his own law firm, it seems. This website is theredlawyer.com, and you can see the little logo on the top left matches what is in the retainer agreement. Under the team, below this is a picture of him, and you've highlighted it says his name, but he seems to be marketing himself as the Red Lawyer rather than, just using his name. So I guess Lowe Law Group immediately pawned me off to another law firm, and because this guy is an attorney with them, but he runs his own firm, so I'm signing up with his firm. I don't know. I'm just going to list both firms in the thing. After this happened, I dashed off my usual email that's become a template at this point, basically, just summarizing my history of communication with the firm, explaining this is accident.com. This has happened for the second time with accident.com. And again, I'm a journalist. This is your time to tell your side of the story and make a comment if you want to. They didn't respond to this email, but I did get this text message about 2 weeks later. Hello, this is Arturo Arguero from Lowe Law Group / the law office of Stephen D. Red. See, even they list it like that. I am the case manager assigned to assist your attorney, Jason Camarath, on your case regarding the accident on the 17th of November, 2023, for which you retained our services. We were informed last week by our colleagues that you left a message about being contacted despite being on the do not call list. We just wanted to make sure that you're still okay with us representing you on your case. Okay. To be fair, nothing in this email explicitly implies that I'm not a car accident client. I don't mention that I've never been in a car accident like I do in the Sasooness email. But I mentioned I'm a journalist. This is my second time being connected to a law firm by this. The call was illegal. I'm coming at them with this media inquiry, and all they can come up with is, so you still want our services? Or I don't. And this is a law firm, guys. This is not some Indian call center just trying to stay on the script. This is a law firm that read this email, and 2 weeks later, they're like, so you still want to work with us? Or so I guess this is their statement. They didn't say anything else. I mean, this isn't Fernando level bad, but this is just sad. Come on, guys. Take a lesson from Joseph. But wait, there's more. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
Yeah, this is Alex from Accident Claims Helpline. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm also good. I'm here because we have been reported that you have minor road traffic accident in last 2 years. Your compensation for accident is still pending. Hope you remember that.
Yes.
All right, let me connect you with my senior who can assist you with accident claims. Thanks. Have a good day and stay on the line, okay?
Okay.
Hi, this is Jesse from the Auto Claim Solutions on a recorded line. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm also good. Thank you for asking. I'm very sorry to bother you, but this call is regarding a minor auto accident that happened to you within the past 2 years, and you are not given the compensation amount for it. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. If I'm not wrong, am I talking to Lindsay Gardner?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Can you tell me about the scenario of the accident, like who was on the fault?
The other driver was at fault.
So, can you share the scenario a little bit?
I
How
was
he hit you?
stopped at a stop sign and I got rear-ended.
Okay, ma'am. Do you have received any compensation amount for it?
No.
You haven't received any compensation amount for it. So it means that you don't have an attorney working on your case. Am I correct?
Correct.
So do you have an email for the mailing purposes?
It's just my first name, last name, 56@gmail.com.
Okay, so can you tell me the exact location of the accident? Like, where did it happen?
It was in Long Beach. I can look up the intersection for you, but it was in California.
It was in the California. Okay, I got you. So can you tell me about the accident? Like, are you still suffering from your pains? Do you have some injuries in that accident?
Yes.
Okay, so can you tell me about the injuries?
I still have back pain to this day.
You still have the back pain. Okay. So can you tell me about the date of the accident? The month and the year would be fine.
It was November 2023.
It was November 2023. Okay. So can you tell me about the zip code of your state?
It was 90810.
90810. So can you tell me about, are you still suffering from your pain?
Yes.
Okay. So do you still visit the doctor?
Yes.
So the thing is, the purpose of this call is that I'm going to connect you to the attorneys in your state. And the good thing about that attorneys is they are going to provide you free consultation on a no-win, no-fee basis. So can you tell me, is there anything you need to ask me?
No, I can talk to the attorneys.
Okay, I will connect you to the attorney within a few minutes. So after that, can you spell your first and last name for me? Okay, so can you tell me, is there already an attorney working on your case?
No.
Okay. So the thing is, I am going to transfer your call to our intake team. When they will call you, they will receive an online inquiry that you have received an online inquiry, and I have filled the form on your behalf. Please tell them that you want to speak to an attorney, and they will help you on free of cost.
Okay.
And the thing is, they are going to ask you about your injuries. They're going to ask you about your injuries, and by injuries, they don't mean any major injuries. So tell them that you had suffered some minor pains, and you still have some minor pains.
Okay.
Okay. So, and can you tell me, was your car injured? Were your car damaged a lot in that accident?
Yes.
Okay. So, have you already received any compensation money for your car?
That part, yes, just not the medical stuff.
Okay. So the thing is, our intake team will ask you some questions, and you have to answer them. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to repeat the questions for you. The first question they are going to ask you is that, were you injured in that accident? You have to tell them, yes, I was injured in the accident, and I had some back pain. Okay, like you told me.
Yes.
Okay. And after that, they are going to ask you, is there already an attorney working on your case and you want a new one? So you tell them that you don't have an attorney working your case and you want an attorney on free of cost. Okay?
Okay.
You got me? Okay. The third question they are going to ask you, were you injured? So you tell them, yes, I was minorly injured. And they were going to ask you about the fault. Who was on the fault? You tell them that you were not on the fault, like you told me. You were not on the fault. Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay. And is this the best number to reach you? So your zip code is, let me repeat it for you, 90810. And your first and last name is Lindsay Gardner. Within a few minutes, I will transfer your call to our intake team, and they will ask you these questions. After that call, they will patch you to the attorney, and the attorney will ask you some questions. And after those questions, they will give you the compensation money, and they will tell you the date of the compensation money when you will receive it. You got me?
Yes.
Do you already have an insurance company paying for you?
No.
Okay. So the thing is, I'm going to transfer your call within a minute. And can you tell me, were you alone in the car or you had some passengers with you?
I was by myself.
You were alone?
Yes.
Can you tell me about, do you visited any chiropractor for your pains? How did you manage your pains? You still taking medicines?
I'm visiting
like painkillers?
I'm visiting a physical therapist.
So you are visiting a physical therapist. Okay. So, okay, that's good. I'm very sorry to bother you, and this call is for your compensation money, which is still pending. Can you hold on for a minute?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your cooperation. I will transfer your call in some minutes. I'm going to ask you the questions that our intake team will ask you. So, can you tell me about your first and last name?
Lindsay Gardner.
Lindsay Gardner. It's spelled as Lindsay, and the second name is Gardener. Okay?
Okay.
And your zip code is 90810. And the accident happened in the same state of California.
Yes.
And your email is lindsayGardner56@gmail.com. Am I correct?
Correct.
And they will ask you, were you injured? So what will be your answer?
Yes, minor back pain.
You had some minor back pain. And are you still visiting the doctor?
Yes.
Okay. They are going to ask you the date of the accident. What will you tell them?
November 2023.
November 2023. Okay. Okay. And they are going to ask you, is there already an attorney working on your case? What will you say?
No.
Okay. And you need an attorney for your case to get your compensation money. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you don't have received any compensation for your car as well? Am I correct?
Correct.
And are you still suffering from your pain?
Yes.
Do you have an email? Yes, you told me earlier. Okay. I'm sorry. Just wait.
It's okay.
Just stay on the line. Okay, I will transfer your call within some minutes. Till then, are you still suffering from your pain?
Yes.
Okay, and your name is Lindsay Gardner, and the thing they are going to ask you a few more questions, like about the accident date, which is November 2023. Am I correct?
Yes.
And they are going to ask about an attorney. You don't have an attorney working on your case, so you tell them yes, there is no attorney working on your case.
Right.
And you want one. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, just a minute, stay on the line.
Okay.
The attorney will take a few time, and they will work on a no-win, no-fee basis. They won't charge you, and this is the good thing about our attorney. And the thing is, you were not at the fault. You have to tell them that you were not at the fault. Can you share the scenario again with me?
Right, yeah, I wasn't at fault. Someone else was at fault. The accident was in November. I don't have an attorney. I haven't received compensation. I still have pain. I need to speak to an attorney because I don't have one. What else?
Okay. Did the police arrive at the scene?
Yes.
So who was given the ticket?
The other driver.
The other driver. So the other driver did apologize to you?
I didn't speak to her directly. The police dealt with each of us individually.
Okay, so you guys were not given the ticket of being guilty. Am I correct?
Correct. I didn't receive anything.
Okay. So what's your age, by the way?
67.
By the grace of the God, you look 57. Okay. Just stay on the line
Mm-hmm.
till I connect your call. So no attorney is already working on your case. Just a minute, our line is a little bit busy. And after that, I will transfer your call. 10 minute हो गए हैं call को. नहीं. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Our line is a little busy. It will take a little minutes to transfer to our intake team. They will ask you some of the questions that I have told you earlier. Like when did the accident happen? You have to tell them it was in November of 2023. And they will ask you about your first and last name. They will ask you about your email, which is lindsay.gardner56@gmail.com. They will ask you that is there already an attorney working on your case? You have to tell them that there is no attorney working on your case. And they will ask you regarding who was on the fall. So you tell them that no one, you were not on the fall. And they will ask you, do you already have received any compensation money? So you tell them that you don't have received any compensation money like you told me. Am I correct?
Correct.
Thank you. And the most important question they're going to ask you is the date of the accident. As you have told me, November of 2023. So when they ask you, just simply tell them it happened November 2023, okay?
Okay.
Okay, now, they are going to ask you these questions. Please answer them in yes or no. Then they're going to help you out and get you the compensation amount that you rightfully deserve. So, Ms. Gardner, by the grace of God, you sound quite young. May I ask, how old are you?
67.
57. And what's your date of birth?
November 3rd, 1956.
Thank you. Now, Ms. Gardner, you're perfectly qualified. Remember, and the other driver who hit you, did he run away or he stopped?
They stopped.
They stopped. Did they receive the ticket as well? Like, did the police arrive at the scene?
Yes.
Got it. They got a ticket. Okay. So if they ask you this question, you simply mention that it is the other driver's fault. They got a ticket, right? And you were injured in that accident. So you went to your family doctor or you went to the hospital about it?
The hospital.
You went to the hospital. Do mention, yes, I was injured, and yes, I went to the hospital. And they're going to read out a short disclaimer, and then they're going to help you out and get you the compensation amount that you rightfully deserve, okay?
Okay.
Just give me a moment. I will be here in a second, helping you out. Just a moment, please. Give me a moment, okay? It will be connected, and they will be here in a second, helping you out. How's the weather, by the way? Are you guys expecting any rain today?
No, it's quite beautiful.
Beautiful, okay. Let me go ahead and connect you. Remember, they're going to start the call by asking you, are you looking to speak to an attorney? Simply tell them yes. I'm here to speak to an attorney. And they're going to ask you, were you injured? Tell them I went to the hospital because I was injured. The driver received the ticket. It happened November 2023, okay?
Okay.
Stay on the line with me. Let me connect you, Ms. Gardner. Here we go.
Your call is very important to us. Please stay on the line and you'll be transferred to the next available agent.
Just give me a moment. It will be connected, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The zip code that you provided me is 90810 in California, correct?
Correct.
Just a moment. It will be connected in a second, and they will be here. Just a second. Thank you so much for holding on the recorded line. This is Derek from Auto Claim Solutions. We received your online inquiry that you are looking to speak to an accident attorney regarding your auto accident. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Am I speaking to Lindsay Gardner?
Yes.
Is this the best number to reach you at? And what is your zip code, ma'am?
90813.
I have your zip code here, which is 90810. Sounds familiar. You're residing in the state of California?
Right. 90810 is where the accident happened. 90813 is where I live.
All right. So, did the accident also happen in the same state of California?
Yes.
All right. Do you have an email?
Yes.
Okay, I have your email here, which is lindsaygardner56@gmail.com. Does it belong to you?
Yes.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for your patience. As I confirmed a few minor details about your accident, then I will connect your call to one of our attorneys network right away. So, were you injured in that accident?
Yes.
I'm so sorry to hear about that. When did your accident happen?
November 2023.
November of 2023. And how did it happen? What was the scenario?
I was stopped at a stop sign and someone rear-ended me.
Just give me one more moment, please.
Okay.
I do appreciate your lovely cooperation.
Mm-hmm.
Answer what type of vehicle you were driving.
A 2014 Toyota Camry.
So now just for the compliance reasons, I will ask you a few yes or no questions. You can simply answer them in yes or no, okay?
Okay.
So were you placed at fault or did the police give you any tickets, yes or no?
No.
Was the other driver identified to be at fault for the accident, yes or no?
Yes.
Did you go to a doctor or hospital or ER for your injury, yes or no?
Yes.
Do you have an attorney working on your case currently, yes or no?
No.
Have you received any settlements by the insurance company, yes or no?
No.
All right. So now, do I have your permission to transfer you to a car accident agent? Even if your number is registered on any state or federal do not call list, please say yes if you agree.
Yes.
Stay with me on the line. And did the other driver had insurance?
Yes.
And what insurance do you have on your vehicle?
I have Progressive.
You have Progressive. Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. And was it in Long Beach?
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to connect you now. Once I connect you, let them know about your injuries and pain. And since the accident happened, how many times did you go to the doctor?
So I went to the hospital, then I went to my general care practitioner, and I've been going to physical therapy, so I'm receiving continuous medical care. It'd be hard to give you an exact number, but many times.
Okay, I understand, sir.
Yeah.
All right, so let them know each and everything, then they will definitely be able to help you. Let me connect you.
Good afternoon. This is Shoshana. Have you been in an accident?
Yes.
Okay. When was your accident?
November 2023.
All right. Give me 1 second. My computer is just really lagging. I apologize. It's been a hectic morning.
Computers also hate Mondays.
Yes, they do. I mean, the one call comes in and the next call's, the computer's behind, so it's like my screen is one call behind what I'm actually on. All right. So you said it was November of 2023, correct?
Correct.
And where did this happen?
In Long Beach, California.
And can you tell me what happened?
I was stopped at a stop sign and someone rear-ended me.
Did the police get called out?
Yes.
And I think a police report was filed?
Yes.
Did they ticket the defendant?
I'm pretty sure the other driver got a ticket, yes.
And what kind of vehicles were both involved?
So I have a 2014 Toyota Camry. I don't remember what vehicle she was driving. It was some kind of sedan. I'd have to look at the police
Truck,
report.
van?
It was definitely a car.
And what about both insurances?
So I have Progressive, and I'm pretty sure she had Geico.
And there any injuries, any whiplash, neck pain, headache, back pain?
Yes, whiplash at the time of the accident. I went to the hospital. I still have back pain to this day. We're not really sure why.
What hospital did you go to?
I believe it was Memorial.
Any kind of follow-up treatment since then?
Yes,
Like chiropractic or physical therapy or anything like that?
Yeah, physical therapy.
Okay. Is it still ongoing?
Yes.
All right. And was anybody in the vehicle with you at the time of the accident?
Not with me, no.
And has your vehicle been taken care of?
Yes, that part was done. They totaled it.
And no compensation for pain and suffering, correct?
Correct.
Just give me 2 seconds, so let me see what we can do to get you some help.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What is your first name?
Lindsay.
Can you spell that for me?
Lindsay.
Oh, Lindsay. Hello. That is not what I heard. I heard like Dinzy with a D, and I was like, what? Okay. And last name is Gardner?
Yes.
And have you had any prior kind of representation for this accident?
No.
And I have an email of lindsay.gardner5640@gmail.com.
Just 56. They might have also, let me verify just in case. They might have added like an extra E.
All right. And I have a mailing address of 54 East Market Street, Long Beach, California, 90810.
54 East? Where did they get that from?
I don't know. What is your mailing address?
That is so weird. It's 1081 Long Beach Boulevard.
You know, I was born and raised in California. I'm not there anymore, but I sure do miss the beach.
The weather is really the best part of living here.
The weather here sucks. It's all humid. I don't like it. The dry heat I can handle. This humidity, take it away. Take it away.
And your hair and just,
Yes, it's horrible. And like I thought putting, like a little bit of oil in your hair, or like hair oil or whatever, to not be frizzy. No, that doesn't work. It doesn't work. A leave-in conditioner works better. All right. And the zip code is 90810, right?
For my residence, it's 90813.
And what's your date of birth?
November 3rd, 1956.
1956?
Yes.
You sound so young. And do you want to list someone as an emergency contact?
No, I'm good.
Do you remember roughly when in November it was? Beginning, middle, and throw a date out there.
I'm fairly certain it was the 17th.
And what health insurance do you have?
United Healthcare.
And it was Long Beach PD that went out?
Yes.
Okay. So, my team did get back to me. And due to the circumstances surrounding your case, my supervisor at the intake department has matched your case to the attorneys at Sunset West Legal Group. They specifically handle these types of cases and have some of the top litigation attorneys across the nation should they need to go to litigation, although I gotta tell you, most of the time, they don't.
Right.
That being said, you'll receive that being said, if you receive a phone call from an unknown area code or phone number, just make sure to answer because it could be the attorney trying to reach you. And sometimes that comes in as unknown. And then you'll receive a follow-up text for the next 14 days to ensure that you have all necessary contact information for the attorney and also to make sure you don't have any unanswered questions or concerns. I'm also going to give you my direct phone number so you can contact me in case you do have any questions or for whatever reason you're not able to reach the attorney. You can always reach out to me directly. I'm a really good point of contact for you. And then over the next couple weeks, what's going to happen is the attorney will pull the police report, all the medical records related to the accident, and file the necessary paperwork with the insurance company. It can take 1 to 2 weeks, but the attorney can arrange treatment for you immediately. If you already have treatment going on, that's totally fine. You can stick with your own doctors that you're working with, but the attorney will provide you with something called a letter of protection. And what that is anytime you go to get treated, the GEICO for the other party is going to be billed. It's not even going to be billed in your name. This way you're not accruing any kind of medical bills or out-of-pocket costs, co-pays, anything like that. And then while the attorney is handling your case on the back end, I'm going to go ahead and be your advocate on the front end. Like I said, anytime you need to reach the attorney or you can't, you can always reach out to me. I'm a great point of contact for you. I'm going to send you my direct line and my phone number. There's only 2 more steps left. What's going to happen next is I'm going to go ahead and do a quick recap with you. It just goes over everything you've already given me to make sure that I have all the accurate information for the attorney. It's a series of yes or no questions, but because it is the attorney portion, it is really important that it is just a yes or no for each question, okay? All right, and then once I do that, once we're done with that, I'll go ahead and move on to sending you the contingency agreement. What that is the document that I send you. Your electronic signature allows for the attorney to pull the medical records related to the accident, pull the police report, and to pull the insurance of the other person so that way they can see what their policy limits are so they can give you an accurate idea of how much they can get you. This signature is in no way trapping you, so to speak, so that way if they're not able to win or you decide not to go with them, you're not responsible for any kind of fees or anything like that. The attorney only gets paid if and when they win the case. Otherwise, they just don't get paid, period.
I'm going to cut the recap questions in the interest of time, but here they are in case anyone is curious.
You answered all my questions. You followed my instructions with just a yes or no. I appreciate it. It makes everything so much easier. So then the next step, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and send you that contingency agreement. I'll send it by text message, and then as soon as that's signed, I'll actually get you on the phone with the attorney today, okay?
This is one text message chain. This 974 number, when you call it, it just says there's been an application error and just keeps repeating that. This 501 number, Shoshana says is her direct line, but I've called it 2 days in a row, and it just assigns me to a random person who gives me their name and asks if I've been in an accident. So it's not her direct line, and therefore there shouldn't be any privacy concerns with publishing it. She sends me links to the retainer agreement, which is hosted at accidentintakeforms.com. When I open that link on the phone that it was texted to, it still populates data, albeit a bit obscured, but you can see there's the name, there's the date of the accident, and there's the client's initials. I've tried clearing my cache, deleting website data, resetting the phone, clearing history, everything. But when I open this, it still shows this. But when I open the link on anything else, a laptop, an iPad, an Android phone, anything that's not the original phone that received it, it's just blank. I'm sure someone in the comments can explain it because I'm very confused. But for that reason, I'm censoring the web address of this agreement. But here it is. This is just a bog standard retainer agreement. I love the little logo in Spanish with the superhero in the top right. I thought that was really cute. I want to quickly highlight the attorney's fees because this is a lot more fleshed out, a lot more detailed than other ones that I've seen, especially in Part D, where you can have to pay up to 50% of your award, which is the highest that I've ever seen. So after all this, Shoshana says,
I'm going to send it off to the attorney, and as soon as I hear back that they got it, I'll go ahead and get you on the phone with them.
Thus far, you've heard about 24 minutes of audio, including my commentary, but it actually took 45 minutes to get to this point. It's just been heavily edited. Arguably not enough because I still kept in Jesse's fucking 10 minutes of, I'm going to transfer you. They're going to ask you these questions. Answer this way. I'm going to transfer you now. They're going to ask you these back and forth, back and forth. Anyway, but yeah, it took 45 minutes and I still haven't spoken with an actual law firm. Imagine faffing about on the phone for 45 fucking minutes and still not getting to anybody. This is why I burn out and need breaks because it's just irritating. This is by far the longest this has taken. At no point in this initial call does Shoshana identify who she actually works for. She just never says it. However, we have this other text message chain. Now this number at the top, when you call it, just does the same thing. It assigns you to a random agent who then asks you if you've been involved in a car accident. This text message chain starts with a text from Faith, who is my follow-up friend, which I didn't know I had. That's really nice, actually. I don't have any friends. She states that her direct line is this, which is the exact same phone number that Shoshana gave me. So 2 people at this organization have the exact same direct line. Lovely. She explains that she's going to be following up with me, that the law firm is investigating my potential claim and the things they're going to want. And finally, that I have been assigned to Sunset West Legal Group and their phone number and website. Maybe this is her supervisor because she did mention that her supervisor assigned me to Sunset West. This initial text message says she's with the Injury Claim Network, but future text messages say they're the Injury Help Network, and that's the actual name of this lead generator. This is their website. I promise I haven't photoshopped or altered it. It just looks like shit, naturally. And this is where the plot thickens. When I visit a website, I like to go to the privacy policy just to kind of poke around and see what's there. Especially if they've updated it to comply with the California Consumer Privacy Act. It's a lot more detailed than a standard privacy policy would be. And in this case, if you want to submit a privacy request, they give you a phone number. So I called this phone number, but I reached someone who said that she was with Quintessa. What the fuck is Quintessa? When you look up Quintessa, it's a vineyard. Where's the Injury Help Network? She explained that they're a marketing company, but she did not know their website, which is very suspicious. How do you not know the website of your own employer? It turns out their website is quintessamarketing.com, and you can see that they work hard to make MVA retainers easy. They deliver premium MVA, that's motor vehicle accident, in case you're wondering, retainers to personal injury attorneys. It's that simple. So basically, they're a marketing company, they're a lead generator that brings personal injury attorneys leads and retainer agreements. Now, I just found out about this company just now doing this editing, and I'd like to dig further into them, but I have another firm to get to, and I really just want to finish this video, so maybe someone else can. Maybe I'll post a follow-up video at some point digging deeper into this. The bottom line being that Shoshana works for the Injury Help Network / Quintessa Marketing. I can't really remember what happened next, but from the context of the call recordings, I received another phone call, so I dropped off with Shoshana. Sunset West tried to call me, but I ignored their calls, so Shoshana called me. Hello? Hello?
Hi, Lindsay?
Yes?
Hi, Lindsay. It's Shoshana. I spoke with you yesterday.
Yeah, hi.
How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. I was giving you a call because it looks like the law firm wants to speak with you, and so I was giving you a call to get you over to them.
Why wouldn't they just call me directly?
I don't know. Maybe they tried and it didn't work. Usually that's how it works. Is if we're getting a notification to get you over to them, it means they've tried and for some reason it didn't work.
I have Leslie on the line with Sunset West Legal Group.
Hi, Lindsay. This is Leslie. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you? Leslie confirmed that my accident occurred on November 17th and that the other party had Geico. She asked if Geico has paid anything out for the damage to my vehicle. How much did they pay, or was it a total loss? Am I still receiving medical treatment? Am I still experiencing neck or back pain? Do I have pictures of the accident and can I send them to her? She confirmed I went to Long Beach Medical Center. She asked for the name of my physical therapist and the facility where I'm receiving treatment. I'm assuming this is to request medical records, and if I have the claim number or other information or communications from Geico. I did get to ask her about the Help Injury Network. Who did
All the time.
I talk to before you? I think they said they're like from the Injury Network or something like that. I've never heard that before. What is that?
So they, it's like a network. Basically, they help connect you with attorneys. So depending on what type of case you have, they will connect you with the correct attorney. So they took down all your information and connected you with our office.
Yeah, I mean, it was multiple transfers. I swear, because I'm telling you, from the very first phone call or the start of the phone call to getting to you was like 55 minutes. It was multiple transfers. It was really weird.
Yeah.
I've never seen that. After this, I dashed off my usual email describing my history of interactions that led me to the firm. The call recording was too big to be sent as an attachment, so I uploaded it to Google Drive and sent it as a link. I detail how the Injury Help Network continues to robo-text me every day, which they promised they would do for 14 days, and request comment. Unfortunately, no one ever replied to this email. It could be that it ended up in their spam box and they just never saw it. I don't mean to imply that they're ignoring me. I just, in journalism terms, they did not respond to a request for comment. All right, we're in the home stretch. I'm saying that to you, the viewers, because this is a very long video, but also to myself, because editing this is a huge pain in the ass. Hello? Hello?
Hello,
Yes?
this is Mike calling from Accident Claim Helpline. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am fine. Thank you for asking. We have been reported that you had a minor car accident happen to you within the last 2 years, and your compensation for accident is still pending. Hope you remember that.
Yes.
Okay, sir. All right, let me connect you with my senior who will guide you further, sir. Okay?
Okay.
Please stay on the line.
Thank you so much for connecting. My name is James. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. Thank you so much for asking me. We are here to provide you a compensation money because you had a car accident in the last 2 years. Am I right?
Yes.
All right. So when did your accident happen, this year or last year?
Last year.
All right. And after the accident, did you go to the doctor or ER?
Yes.
All right. And do you hire any lawyer or did you get any kind of settlement from the other driver?
No.
It was your fault or it was the other driver's fault?
Other driver's fault.
Other driver's fault. So my job is to verify a few things from your side, then I will quickly patch you to my attorney. What is your first and last name?
Lindsay Gardner.
Lindsay Gardner. How can you spell it? What's your zip code, sir?
90813.
It's California, right?
Yes.
And your accident also happened in California?
Yes.
Do you have email?
Yes.
What's your email?
It's just my first name, last name, 56@gmail.com.
All right, sir. We are here to provide you a compensation. Now I'm going to connect your call to my intake team. They're going to ask you some yes or no questions, so give them answer in yes or no, okay?
Okay.
Let me tell you what they're going to ask you. It will be easy for you to answer them, okay? So by starting the call, they're going to ask you that they receive an online inquiry that you want to speak with an attorney. Is that correct?
Correct.
So simply say,
Yes.
Simply say it is correct. Because we provide you a free of cost consultation. That means you don't need to go anywhere and you don't need to pay anything from your pocket. You're a man or you are a woman, sir?
Woman.
You're a woman?
Yes.
All right. So the second question they will ask you that it was your fault or it was the other driver's fault. So simply mention, no, it was not my fault. It was the fault of other driver. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. The third question they will ask you, were you injured? So as you told me you had some back pain, simply mention, yes, I was injured, okay?
Okay.
The fourth question they will ask you, did you go to the doctor or ER? Simply mention, yes, I went to doctor, okay?
Okay.
Okay. The last question they will ask you, did you hire a lawyer or did you get any kind of settlement from the other driver? Simply mention no, because you didn't hire any lawyer, you didn't get any settlement, right?
Right.
All right. And by the way, how old are you?
67.
67. And what's your date of birth?
November 3rd, 1956.
1966. Let me check here. I am filling an online form on your behalf. So my manager has all the information you provide, okay? I got you, sir. So I'm going to connect your call to my manager. So I repeat my question, give me answer in yes or no, then I will patch you, okay?
Okay.
We receive an online inquiry that you want to speak with an attorney. Is that correct?
Yes.
When did your accident happen?
Last November.
Last November, I got you. And were you injured in that accident or not?
Yes.
Did you go to the hospital, doctor?
Yes.
And do you hire a lawyer or did you get any kind of settlement from the other driver?
No.
I got you. So now I will patch you to my attorney. Be confident in front of them. So they're gonna ask you same question. So simply mention, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So now I'm going to transfer your call. Sir, briefly explain me the scenario of the accident. Like what actually happens to you in the accident?
I was stopped at a stop sign and someone rear-ended me.
Rear-ended me. He hit you from the backside?
Yes.
And police come to at the spot or not?
They did, yes.
And they give the ticket to other driver.
Correct.
How many times you go to the hospital after the accident?
Just once.
Just one. Okay. How many days you stay in the hospital?
I was discharged the same day.
Discharged the same day. Okay. Like how many holes? I'm asking.
Maybe 8?
8 holes. Okay. All right. I'm filling an online form, so don't be hang up the call. I'm just going to transfer you. Okay.
Okay.
So don't be hang up the call. Okay. So I just need your 1 to 2 minutes. I'm filling an online form. How's your day going so far? Doing good?
Yeah, it's good. How's yours?
I'm still working, sir. All right, now I'm going to transfer your call, okay? So just stay with me, be confident. Your accident happened last year, November, okay?
Yes.
Thank you so much for holding on the recorded line. This is Derek Smith from Auto Claim Solutions. We received your online inquiry that you are looking to speak to an accident attorney regarding your auto accident. Is that correct?
Yes.
Am I speaking to Ms. Lindsay Gardner?
Yes.
What is your zip code?
90813.
Did the accident also happen in the same state of California?
Yes.
Do you have an email?
Yes.
Okay, I have your email here, which is lindsay.gardner56@gmail.com. Does it belong to you?
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your patience. As I confirmed a few minor details about your accident, then I will connect your call to one of our attorneys network right away. So, were you injured in that accident?
Yes.
I'm so sorry to hear about that. When did your accident happen?
Last year in November.
November of last year. And how did your accident happen?
I was stopped at a stop sign and someone rear-ended me.
So now, just for the compliance reasons, I will ask you a few yes or no questions. You can simply answer them in yes or no, okay?
Okay.
So, were you placed at fault or did the police give you any tickets, yes or no?
No.
Was the other driver identified to be at fault for the accident, yes or no?
Yes.
Did you go to a doctor or hospital or ER for your injury, yes or no?
Yes.
Do you have an attorney working on your case currently, yes or no?
No.
Have you received any settlement by the insurance company, yes or no?
No.
All right. So now, do I have your permission to transfer you to a car accident agent, even if your number is registered on any state or federal do not call list? Please say yes if you agree.
Yes.
Perfect. Stay with me on the line. Let me connect you now. And once you get connected, they will definitely be able to help you. So when I connect your call, they're going to ask you, did this accident happen more than 2 years ago? Tell them, No, it happened in November of last year, which is not more than 2 years ago. Okay? And they might ask you some yes or no questions, so let me quickly guide you what questions they will ask and what you have to answer, okay?
What is this shit? A lead generator for a lead generator? Like, he already walked me through the questions, and this guy was gonna hook me with an attorney. Now this guy is gonna walk me through the yes or no questions. Like, how many times does one have to go through this cycle of yes or no questions until...
And they will start the call like this simply: were you injured in an auto accident? So as you were, simply say yes. And if they ask you, are you here to retain a lawyer? They just want your consent to provide you the free consultation. So simply say yes, okay?
Okay.
And they might ask you the most important question, that did you initiate a request for legal help, or did somebody contacted you? So as you know, you were not contacted by any attorney or any insurance company previously, correct? Like nobody contacted you?
Right.
So clearly tell them that I initiated, okay? Because nobody contacted you. Then they will ask you that, have you spoken to an attorney about this issue, or have you turned away by an attorney? Clearly tell them, no, I never spoke to one, I never turned away by. And then they will ask you, was the other driver at fault for the accident? Clearly tell them, yes, he was at fault. And if they ask you, was it a hit and run car accident? Tell them, no, it was not a hit and run. What? So just for your help, let me ask you here. So are you here to retain a lawyer, yes or no?
Yes.
Are you trying to get compensation for your injuries or just the damages to your vehicle?
Yes.
Did you initiate a request for legal help, or did somebody contacted you?
I initiated it.
And have you spoken to an attorney about this issue?
No.
Your call may be recorded for quality and training purposes.
Hi there. Were you injured in an auto accident?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Now, ma'am, I need to ask you just a few basic questions before we can proceed. Now, are you looking to retain a lawyer? Just a yes or no, please.
Yes.
Are you trying to get compensation for your injuries or just the damage to your vehicle?
For my injuries.
And have you spoken to an attorney about this issue?
No.
Now, ma'am, did you initiate a request for legal help, or did someone contact you out of the blue?
I initiated it.
We're almost done. Now, have you settled or received any payout for this accident?
No.
Was there another driver at fault for the accident?
Yes.
Was it a hit and run?
No.
And who did the police say was at fault for the accident?
The other driver.
Now, can you please tell me where this happened, in what state?
California.
And the date when this happened?
November 2023.
And did you see a doctor or receive treatment for your injury?
Yes.
And what type of injury did you get because of the accident?
I developed back pain, which I still have to this day.
And what is the zip code where the incident happened?
90810.
10. Okay, perfect. I'm now going to check if there's someone available right now to help you out. Just please stay on the line. I'm going to be very quick.
Okay.
Okay?
Call.
Your call may be recorded for quality and training purposes.
Thank you for your call. Please press 1 to be connected to the party you're calling. This call will be recorded for quality assurance. West Coast Trial Lawyers, how can I help you?
Hi, I received a robocall about a car accident, and I've gone through like 5 people, and they transferred me to you, I guess. So what happened here is one or potentially more of the 4 people that were involved in this call were still listening and decided to cut the call when I mentioned that, which is why there was silence from the other side after this. We had the exact same thing happen with the First American Home Warranty and United Debt Settlement calls. When I started the line of questioning about the call being unsolicited, all of a sudden the agent would just drop off. I don't understand why they do this, because first of all, the cat's already out of the bag. I've already mentioned that the call was unsolicited in Indian call centers and all that. You know, dropping the agent off is not a neuralizer. It's not going to magically make them forget that I uttered those words. But second, and most importantly, the receiving party already received my contact information, so they're just going to call me right back. It happened with the First American call. It happened with the United Debt Settlement call. And...
Hi, good morning. This is Michael calling from West Coast Trial Lawyers. You're just on the line with the receptionist. What is the best? Please give us a call back at 888-888-9285, or please let us know what the best number to reach you at is. Thank you. Hi, good afternoon. This is Michael calling from West Coast Trial Lawyers. Please give us a call back at 9285 when you have an opportunity. And give us a call back at 888-888-9285. Thank you. Hi, this is Michael calling from West Coast Trial Lawyers. Please give us a call back at 888-888-9285 when you have an opportunity. You're going to give us a call back at 888-888-9285. Thank you.
By the way, that phone number is on their website before anyone bitches and whines about privacy. Before I continue, I just want to segue into a little bit of commentary about the call. Obviously, we've heard the agents coach you on the answers to give multiple times throughout this video and in this call that I published at the beginning of my channel, so it's not unusual. But what was unusual this time was when Derek, and yes, I know it's a fake name, told me that they're going to ask me whether I was called out of the blue or I initiated the call. And the way he twisted it by saying, well, look, you weren't called by an attorney or an insurance company, so you were not contacted out of the blue. That's obviously not what they mean, but that's the way they kind of try to get you to believe it. And then, of course, the fourth person, who did not mention their name or who they work for or anything, did indeed ask if I was contacted out of the blue or initiated the call myself, and I chose to lie because I wanted to know where these calls go. If I told the truth, he would hang up on me most likely. But it is interesting to see that their penultimate lead generator has mechanisms for preventing these illegal calls from reaching the law firms. And indeed, the lead generators are coaching you on how to get around that. Now, I could have answered their calls and endured another 20 minutes of questioning, but I was just done. I have the name of the law firm. There is no reason to continue engaging in conversation with them. But because I keep ignoring them, they text me, "Good morning. You were on the line with the receptionist. What time may we call you? Regards, Michael from West Coast Trial Lawyers." Now, I can't actually prove this is from the law firm. I mean, this could be one of the 4 people I spoke to before the law firm pretending to be the law firm, trying to get us connected again. I don't know where this phone number at the top goes to, and I'm not going to bother calling it. But regardless, I did get this text message chain. I ignore them, so they text again, "Are you still seeking legal assistance?" And so I ask, "Are you able to tell me who transferred me to you, like where the lead came from?" And they say legal aid. Now, legal aid is a concept. It's essentially this thing in legal work where you provide services either for significantly less money than usual or just completely for free for people that have lower moderate incomes. Because, you know, the average person can't necessarily afford $300 an hour for a lawyer, but they still deserve to have legal representation for things like custody and family issues, disability rights, veterans benefits, things like that. So there are law firms and groups that will provide legal services for a low cost or no cost at all, and there are various ways to find them. When I inevitably get sued for publishing this video, I'm going to reach out to legal aid and ask for their help. And they're probably just going to tell me, "Look, we don't do defamation cases, just don't be an idiot," or something like that. But the point being that legal aid is a concept. It is not a company. It is not a singular entity. So I don't know how, you know, I should have asked them, yes, but there's no like legal aid marketing or something. There is no, I can't find a company or a lead generator named legal aid. For the last time, I dash off an email. I include a Google Drive link with the audio of the calls. I mention my history of how I got connected to them, my interactions with Michael via text message, the fact that he said that I was transferred from legal aid, but I cannot find what legal aid they're talking about, the curiosity that the lead generators told me to lie about being contacted out of the blue, just all these details that you'd expect. But unfortunately, West Coast Trial Lawyers did not respond to my request for comment.
Coming up, the conclusion.
So there you have it. Where do these calls go? These 5 or 6 law firms via at least these 4 lead generators, 2 of which we're certain of and 2 that have big fat question marks because I just can't confirm them. Now, I am implicating law firms, so I have to make some things very clear. These law firms did not have anything to do with these phone calls directly. They did not call me directly. As you heard, I went through multiple lead generators before I reached the law firms. It's not like the law firms went, "Hey, call Lindsay today." You know, I just happened to have reached them, be assigned to them. If I had not taken the call or, you know, was on a break or anything, this never would have happened. So it just happens to be that I was assigned to these law firms through those lead generators. They did not request that I be contacted directly. Furthermore, there's nothing wrong with using lead generators or marketing companies. Think about it. If you're a personal injury attorney, you live or die by having clients. You need a steady stream of clients to have cases to litigate against so you can get paid. You got bills to pay. So how do you find these people? Well, you could literally chase ambulances. You could advertise on park benches, on buses, on billboards. You could place ads on Facebook, on TV, on the radio. And some attorneys do this just for name recognition so that if you don't need their services right now, if you unfortunately do require a personal injury attorney in the future, you'll remember their name. So there are valid reasons to do it this way. But to do it this way, you have to hire a graphic designer to design the ads. You have to hire a marketing company. You have to sign contracts to put your ads in different places. It's a lot of work. And what are the odds that you'll actually reach someone who will need your services? What is the retention rate like from these? Wouldn't it make more sense to just sign up with someone like accident.com, where if someone has an accident, they go to accident.com, they fill out the form, and then the lead gets taken to you directly? Or even Quintessa's 30,000 leads a year. I want a slice of that. So if I was a personal injury attorney, I would retain these services. There's nothing wrong with that. On that note, they most likely did not know that this is how their leads are being acquired. Let's be real. Accident.com did not go to Sasooness Law Group and say, all right, here's what we do, right? We hire overseas call centers in India and Pakistan. We robocall every number in America. Who cares about the do not call list? And those that answer, we screen them, and if they're car accident clients, we bring them to you. It's that, of course, they're not going to say anything like that. They're going to say, look, we have this form on our website, we bring leads to you, and then they sell them on that, and then accident.com turns around and hires the overseas call centers. So the law firms most likely don't know that there's anything else going on. They think this is just genuine leads that people reached out to these lead generators and needed an attorney. However, if we look at the responses, Compass Law Group had an amazing response, but Sunset West and West Coast trial lawyers just didn't respond at all. And Lowe Law Group and Sasooness Law Group could only muster, so you still want our services? Or now, granted, I know I'm not entitled to a full explanation of their investigation and how their partnerships with their lead generators work or anything, but just on the raw part of overseas call centers violating do not call list being used, the very least these firms could do is have a paralegal send me a ChatGPT generated statement. They don't have to admit fault. They don't have to disclose their lead generator if they don't want to. The very least they can do is condemn the practice of using overseas call centers to robo-dial numbers on the do not call list. But 4 out of 5 of them couldn't be asked to even do that. Even the Sasooness email, I specifically told them that I was called by people in overseas call centers, and I sent them the call recording to prove that that happened, but they just started with accident.com. I'm telling them that their lead generator is using these call centers, and the best they can do is, we'll tell them to stop spamming people. So legally, I cannot prove that they knew this is how their leads are being acquired before these phone calls. And I can't even prove it after these calls because I can't prove that they actually read my email or that my email reached someone, who runs the firm, like one of the attorneys at the firm. This is why when attorneys send communications, they do it via certified letter so they can prove, they have a signature to prove that it was received. But in my personal opinion, I can say they really don't seem to care that this is happening. They really just frankly don't give a shit that this is what their lead generators are doing, at least from what I can tell based off their communications or lack thereof. Again, with the exception of Compass. Next, let's talk about the legal angle. Now, this is going to get kind of complicated, so try to follow along. In a typical call, let's say this one with eHealth, which has happened to me multiple times, you have a overseas call center in India or Pakistan, and someone calls you with a fake name. You might have a senior supervisor sometimes, or sometimes it's just one call center. They then transfer you to Everyway Health Insurance team, and you talk to Amy. This is a U.S. company, but the people sound like they're in a call center in the Philippines. Once they verify your information, they then pass you off to eHealth, which is a company that helps you find insurance policies for Medicare recipients. Again, this very scenario has happened to me multiple times. Now, if I wanted to sue someone for the illegal call, I would sue eHealth, and they would be like, look, you were transferred from Everyway Health, you accepted the transfer, you consented to be transferred, we didn't make the call to you, it's not our fault. So I would go to Everyway Health and they would say, look, we accepted a transfer of someone else. You consented. They have a whole spiel on the Indian call centers. This call will overwrite any state, federal do not call list. It doesn't work that way, but they will have that spiel. And so it's not our fault. Our hands are clean. Now, of course, they won't give you the name of the overseas call center. And even if you find it, they're overseas outside your jurisdiction. So you can't do anything. So you've hit a dead end and you can't sue anyone. But that's what the companies want you to think. In 2014, there was a landmark case, Krakauer v. Dish Network LLC. Now, this case is quite complicated and there were multiple appeals and things, but essentially, Dish Network hired a company called Satellite Systems Network, or SSN. SSN proceeded to call Krakauer multiple times, even though his number was on the do not call list. So when Krakauer sued, Dish Network, as you'd expect, went, look, SSN made those calls. That wasn't our, we have nothing to do with that. SSN is the one that did it. However, it was proven that Dish Network knew SSN was violating the do not call list and making these calls, and they continued working with them anyway. And so the jury sided against Dish Network and forced them to pay $61 million. Dish Network appealed multiple times, but they still lost those appeals. So the outcome of this case is that Dish Network was successfully sued for something that their lead generator did. Dish Network didn't make the calls, SSN made the calls, but Dish Network was the one that was found liable. In other words, after this case, the companies that the calls lead to can be found liable for the actions of their contracted marketing companies. So I can sue eHealth for something that Everyway Insurance Health team did if I can prove that they knew about it. So hypothetically, even though Sunset West Legal Group is like 4 steps removed from the original DNC violating call with the overseas call center, I can still sue them for the fact that a call to me that violated the DNC led to them. Now, I know you're thinking, wow, Lindsay, that's crazy. I didn't know that. And neither did I when I started this, to be fair. But you might also be thinking, that's still like really, that's insane. There's no way that would happen. How could you sue Sunset West when they weren't responsible for the original call? It took multiple steps to get to them. Like, that would never happen. Well, it happened. Someone named Terry Fabricant sued Sunset West Legal Group and Quintessa, doing business as the Injury Help Network. This lawsuit was filed May 22nd, 2024, and I should mention this suit was filed 5 weeks before I received the call that led me to Sunset West via Quintessa, interestingly enough. It was filed in the U.S. District Court for Central California. It is a TCPA case, specifically 47 U.S.C. Section 227, Restrictions of Use of Telephone Equipment. Now, I'm not the best at reading legal documents, and even trying to access them gets very expensive very quickly. However, looking at the case history, it appears that this case is ongoing as of August 30th, 2024. So in other words, the defendants are playing ball. They're not going to settle. They actually want this to be a trial, so I will be keeping an eye on it. The last action was a motion to dismiss was denied. And so from my understanding of how lawsuits and trials work, the next step is discovery. So I imagine that's what they're doing right now. Now, I know this is Murica.
This is actually our third
America, Sam!
And you can sue anyone for anything. Doesn't mean you're going to win, and that's true. But one of the attorneys on this case is Andrew R. Perrong of Perrong Law. Andrew Perrong has filed numerous TCPA lawsuits over the past couple years. He hasn't won all of them, obviously, but he's very well experienced in this field, and I imagine he wouldn't take this case unless he thought he could win, so I will be keeping an eye on it. The bottom line being, I can sue these law firms because I reached them via a do not call list violating call, and they also used auto dialers as well. There's multiple TCPA violations here. I can sue them for that. I don't plan to, and I made that very clear in the email, but I could. That's what I'm saying. When it comes to these law firms, if I was leading this law firm, I would be shitting my pants because I don't want to get sued, but also I would be furious. How dare Accident.com or Quintessa Marketing open me up to this liability? How dare their bullshit open me up to the possibility of getting sued? And maybe these law firms did shit their pants and drop their marketing firms behind the scenes and just didn't communicate it. But this is why it should matter. And not just for these law firms, anybody, any company or individual. I reach like insurance brokers and I tell them about this and they're just like, they just kind of shrug their shoulders. Like I said, companies generally don't give a shit that, this is happening, but they should because they can be sued for it. They can be sued for it. And people have sued them for it and won. So what now? Well, I'll be starting a GoFundMe to pay for my legal expenses from the inevitable lawsuit that's going to come from this. Ironically, I'm not going to sue the law firms, but I can totally see them wanting to pursue action because they're not happy with this video, especially Sunset West Legal Group. I imagine they won't be very happy that I've pointed out that they're being actively sued for the exact same thing that happened to me. These were the only successful car accident calls that I've ever had. I don't get as many of these calls anymore these days, but the ones that I do get are back to the usual. They drop off before the next agent or they hang up in the middle of the process. I don't think I'll be having any more successful car accident claims calls. It's really weird because all of these calls, these 5 different calls that led to law firms, happened within the span of like a week and a half. I don't know if they just like loosened up during that time or they just suddenly didn't get it. It's across 3 different phone numbers as well. So I must have just gotten insanely lucky because it hasn't happened since. So the only thing left to do is add some names to the list. Accident.com and the Injury Help Network / Quintessa Marketing. Should I also add the law firms? Let me know in the comments. I want to thank everyone for watching, even though you're all bots, apparently. As always, the bottleneck with these videos is just the editing. This took hours upon hours upon hours of time and effort to put together, but I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. Next, I'm working on an expose just like this for the solar industry, which I'm very excited for. It's going to take ages, just like this one did. So if you don't see uploads for a bit, that's why. But I promise it'll be worth it.